guys, welcome back to Alicia Nicole TV. So today I wanted to talk about the not so glamorous side of monetizing your brand. So if you've been tuned in, then you know that all month we've been talking about how to market yourself, how to, begin attracting your audience, how to get clear on your numbers, how to make money doing what you love. But what I see a lot of people hesitate to talk about or just don't talk about at all is what do you do if your launch fails? So we've all been there. I've definitely been there. I remember when I launched one of my e-courses called Leap and Launch. I put together, this big presentation. I had the text right. I had the sales page, down packed. So I thought, I spent a ton of time, creating the resources to go along with it. And then launch day came and it bombed. I'm talking like, I think maybe 4 people signed up, if that. And that's not bad. 4 people, is still something. It's better than none, but it wasn't, what I thought for the amount of work and effort that I put into it. So it really made me feel like I was maybe not supposed to be launching these type of courses. Maybe I should just stick to, offering one-on-one services, which was working for me. But one thing I've learned is that you cannot let these launch failures kind of get you down or kind of throw you off track, because everybody is going to experience it. I've experienced it. If you've never experienced it yet, I promise you it will happen. Just brace yourself, because it's going to happen. But I wanted to just share a few things that you can begin to do to either, look back at that launch and actually learn something from it, or maybe even just rework it to see how you can launch it again, but better in the future. So the first thing you want to just realize is that just because you didn't get the results you desired doesn't mean you failed. This is the perfect opportunity that you can learn from your own personal experiences, which is going to allow you to go back and perfect your process, take count of, what went right, what didn't go right, and what you can do better again. So I know it's disappointing. I know you're probably like, oh, but I wanted it so bad. Trust me, I know how you feel, but you can't let that stop you from, trying something new or trying something again. And honestly, a lot of people I see who, feel like their launches failed, it's because of things that they could have simply, just avoided. And, they know that now, so when they go back to relaunch again, they know what mistakes not to make. So that's the first thing. Don't let that failure or quote unquote failure stop you. Use this as a learning experience simply to just do better the next time around. So now the next thing you want to do is look back over your whole entire launch strategy and think about what worked and also what didn't work. So for me, I know in my launch, I could have definitely spent a lot more time providing value to my audience. So that means creating more content around my product topic, kind of getting them warmed up to the idea that I was launching something, but not just being so salesy. So instead of just coming at them like, hey, I have this new product to buy, get it now, I could have warmed them up, created maybe some more blog posts to go around it, some more videos to go around it, maybe even kind of funneled them into some type of 5-day free email course, or maybe even some type of, really actionable webinar that I could have launched it on as well. So I want you to sit back and look back at your launch strategy and be real with yourself and ask, okay, did I really put my all into this? If not, what could I have done better? So look back at the blog post you created. Could that have been a little bit more in depth? Look at your sales page. Are you focusing on more of the features when you should have been focusing on the value? Maybe you should just get a copywriter the next time around to kind of help you revamp that. Were you, how many times did you actually mention your product, on social media or in your newsletter or on your blog? That's another thing that I see a lot of creatives struggle with too when they feel like their launch failed, is that they will put out this product one time, they'll mention it once, maybe twice on Instagram, and then that's it. They just sit back and let it go. But you have to understand that most people won't buy from you after they've only heard about your product once. You not only need to continuously keep it in their head, but you also need to continuously let them know how this product that you have to offer is going to solve some of their biggest pain points. And trust me, you guys, if you can get someone to not only trust you, but just know that their problem will be solved through what you have to offer, they will have no problem investing in whatever it is that you have going on. So look back and ask yourself that, was I really providing value? And also, was I really putting myself out there enough to let, my audience know this product exists? So I would say for a good launch, for a simple product, you should spend at least 2 to 3 weeks kind of warming up your audience, letting them know you have something coming available, but also providing them with that crazy actionable free content as well to lead up to that product launch. Of course, if you have something that has a bigger price tag on it, so let's say a $500 e-course or a $1,200 new service, then you may want to spend an entire month, maybe even more, creating and producing that amazing content to kind of lead your audience up into that big product launch. So think about that as well. Another thing you can look at too, which kind of goes in line with what we were just talking about, was what is the transformation that you're promising your audience? So a lot of times we are saying, yeah, this big e-course is going to show you how to start a business from scratch, but how is that going to help me other than me just going through Google and finding the answers on my own? So maybe you can say something like, yes, this product is going to, show you exactly how to start your business from scratch, but it's also going to help you to eliminate some of the confusion that comes behind it. You're going to have, the templates so you don't, it eliminates all the guesswork in creating your emails or creating your blog posts. I'm going to give you the step-by-step guide that's going to help you with that. You're going to receive maybe group coaching calls or, whatever it is that you want to add in to help you reach this certain level. And I can guarantee you at the end of this e-course, you'll not only have, a new business, but you'll also have a new business that's purposeful and aligns with your core values, and also that it's ready to bring you in some new money. So that's the type of transformation people are wanting to know. They want to know that whatever their biggest pain point is, the exact process that they're going to have to go through to get to the other side of that. So again, focus on the transformation that you are promising your audience. So if your launch didn't go as well as you had hoped, that may be it. Maybe you were a little bit too vague. Try getting a little bit more specific, with what you're offering. For me, on any of my sales pages, I like to really hit on some of the emotions that my audience may feel. So whether that's feeling anxious or whether that's feeling, too introverted to be able to get out and start their own business or whatever the product is around, I like to hit on some of those same pain points, because I know for me, if you can describe a situation that I have experienced that has held me back in whatever it is that I want to do, and if you can describe to me that exact feeling, that exact emotion, but then line it up with a solution, you can have all of my money. I promise you, you can have all my coins. So think about that. Focus on the transformation that you're going to take your audience through. And the last thing I want you to think about as well is, was your audience even interested in this product? So I have done this before as well. I have launched products because to me, they were amazing and it's something I would have wanted, but I failed to actually ask my audience if this was a resource that they needed. The best way to do this is to simply ask. Send out a survey, send out an email, and just tell your audience to hit reply and say, I'm thinking about creating a project. You don't even have to give it a name. I'm thinking about creating a project or a new workshop on, let's say, how to train your dog. Is this something that you would be interested in if I helped you to get over, your dog being disobedient, your dog using the bathroom in the house? List off a couple of pain points they may be experiencing and just kind of evaluate the feedback that you're getting. So definitely just ask your audience, because the last thing you want to do is spend a ton of hours working on a project that they're not even interested in. And if that has ever happened to you, or if it does happen to you, that's okay. You know, every single product or service that you have in your business is not meant for you to keep for the entire duration of your brand. You can easily create something and drop it later on if you find out your audience isn't interested in it, or if you find out that it's really just not worth the trouble anymore. Just drop it and let it go. Create something better. So that's another thing that you'll want to evaluate. If you felt like your launch didn't go so well, go back and ask your audience if this is something that they're really interested in. So for me, for my upcoming physical product, passive income product class that I'll be teaching, I literally just asked my audience, like, this is something that I create. I love these little workbooks. I love creating books. I love creating, like, you know, a tangible product that people can hold on to. Is this something that you would be interested in creating? And a lot of people said yes. So that kind of gave me the green light to keep on going and to create, to continue creating it as well. So last thing is to ask your audience. So after you've asked your audience, after you've gone back and focused on the transformation, you know what worked and what didn't work, what you want to do lastly is to revamp all of that and to plan out your next launch. So you don't necessarily have to relaunch it again within the next few weeks. You can easily just wait a few months, revamp the content in the class, revamp your sales page, revamp your entire launch strategy, and just keep in mind those mistakes that you felt like you made before and implement that into the new strategy, or make sure you don't make some of those same mistakes again, and simply relaunch it. I promise you, time and time again, whenever something I feel like doesn't go right the first time, once I go back and evaluate everything, relaunching it always has so much better results. Sometimes you just need to step back, you know, put yourself in your customer's shoes and ask yourself what you could have done better. And again, if it doesn't work, that's okay too, because you can easily just scrap that idea and move on to the next. That's the reason why you became a business owner, because you can make your own rules, you know, you can make your own schedule, everything. So if something isn't working, please don't be afraid to just throw it out or revamp it and try it again. Alright, you guys, so thank you so much. So if you've ever experienced that type of failed launch, or if you feel like your launch failed, my homework for you today is to simply go back over that launch strategy and figure out how you can revamp it again to get better results. So again, like I said, we've been talking all month about monetizing your brand. So make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure you keep a lookout in your email as well, if you are part of my weekly little notes, as I'll be sharing a ton more information on just making money doing what you love. Alright, you guys, I'll chat with you later. Bye.